Depression sucks. That's going to be the opening phrase of this reaction or review or whatever you want to call it. It is something that is insidious. It's always with you if you have it. And it's not just being depressed. There's a difference between depression and being depressed. It is a difficult thing to deal with because it lies to you and it allows you to lie to yourself. What I mean by this is that there are days when you're in a depressive state, and especially if you already know that you have depression, where you tell yourself, I know what I'm dealing with. I'm just going to do these things because I know what I'm fighting. So, therefore, on an intellectual level, I should be able to overcome it. And sometimes that could be something as simple as, okay, this morning I'm going to go to the store, get a haircut, record a video, and maybe do some grocery shopping. And then when it comes time to leave, you start thinking of everything that you need to get done. And then there's an urge to go out and do it. But at the same time, it seems almost overwhelming. And it is easier just to possibly just lay back down and go to bed and deal with it tomorrow or the next day or the next day. It's a cycle that, without counseling, can lead to some pretty bad things. That being said, working through it is possible. You need to not listen to depressing music, be around depressing or negative people, or allow negativity to fester within your brain as much as you possibly can. Hell, sometimes when it hits me really hard, I sit down for 2 or 3 hours at a time and just watching cat videos on YouTube. It doesn't fix anything, but at least I'm not thinking about how fucking just rock bottom I feel. So this is not meant to be a bummer of a video. This is meant to, I guess, explain where I've been. And if you've never seen them before, introduce you to Bloodywood. They are a very pertinent heavy metal band. They call themselves folk metal. They're from India. And I have yet to hear a song that they have created that does not have some type of a message behind it. They are not a party band. They are a band that has a social conscience. So that being said, the name of this song is Jee Veerey. It is about depression, and it was performed, and this video was created before Raul Kur became an official member of the band. Therefore, the title of the actual video specifies featuring Raul Kur. I'm going to stop yammering, and I'm going to have the subtitles on because I think they actually, I don't know, but there will be subtitles on. And it's very important to pay attention to the words of this song. And I'm also going to leave a portion of the post music part where Karan Katyar, their guitarist, and I think their videographer and their producer and all that kind of stuff, has a message. And it's also a example of one of the reasons I like this band is because they're not just hype. They're actually genuinely good people. So, like I said, I'm going to shut up and we're going to check out Jee Veerey by Bloodywood. All right. So, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, well, we'll talk about it after. But I know that Ran plays the flute in this one, and I always enjoy it when he does that. It brings a really cool element to a heavy metal song. So here we go. Let's check out Jee Veerey by Bloodywood.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Jee Veerey is a song about fighting depression and mental illness. We've personally lost family and friends.
I am going to go back a little bit because this is Quran. I swear to God, I want to adopt this guy. And it gives a example of what this band does. They've got one album out, and they've been touring since it came out. And I hope their next one is even bigger. Their very first tour was, I guess you could say, sparked by a phone call from the talent scouts or the recruiters or whatever you want to call them from Wacken Open Air, and they invited them to play. Now, mind you, up until that point, this consisted of really just two guys, with Raul coming on as, a guest, so to speak. And the thing that I find interesting about it is that everything they did was strictly video based up until that point. So they basically grabbed their session musicians, scheduled a tour, got booked at a bunch of clubs because of how they were doing on YouTube, and then spent I want to say 6 or 7 months doing nothing but practicing. And their practicing and planning included doing live gigs locally to work bugs out that you might run into on a tour and learning what worked and what didn't work. And it shows very solid thinking. And by the time they hit Wacken, they had done, I want to say, almost a dozen shows, and they fucking rocked the house. So I'm going to back up. I'm going to let Karan talk a little bit. And it's an example of who this band is and why I've turned back to them as a primary listen because, again, depression sucks.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Jee Veerey is a song about fighting depression and mental illness. We've personally lost family and friends over several forms of mental illness, and the fault lies partly in us because we fail to realize that these are actual diseases. They're not just states of mind or something like that. So our patrons and us decided to do something beyond just sing about it. So we went ahead and we've bought 60 one-on-one counseling sessions with professional counselors for anyone who wants to reach out. These are one-on-one, 1 hour sessions on video or chat, whatever you would prefer. It's completely anonymous. So if any of you or anyone you know is going through any kind of problem, whether it be work, family, relationship, studies, career, whatever it is.
I'm going to pause here for a second because the band and their Patreon paid for 60 online counseling sessions. The people in their fan base that, I'm going to get a little bit teary-eyed just thinking about this, but the people in their fan base that use these counseling sessions, they paid it forward to the point where that 60, last time I checked, had turned into 600. And that's a hell of a thing when you think about it. They paid for 60, and the people that are their fans paid it forward so that 600 people could get these sessions. Why aren't more fucking bands doing this? They want to sing about depression or whatever, and that's great. Make the awareness there. But why can't they do this? Why can't they look at their fan base and say, hey, we know some of you are hurting, and we're going to take money out of the proceeds that our fans have given us, and we're not going to buy a new car, we're not going to buy a new guitar. Before we do that, we're going to purchase 60 online counseling sessions. And then the fans end up paying it forward, so it makes 600. Think of how many people that could help if 10 bands did this. 6,000 people who are able to get counseling that they may not have been able to get prior, but desperately needed. So just something to think about. So I'm going to shut up and I'll let Karan finish. And the last part of the video is basically the group hanging out and having a good time next to a river, and we don't need to watch that. But I want Karan to get his message across because it's important.
Just check the description. There's a coupon below. You can head over to hopenetwork.in and get a free 1 hour session. This is not sponsored by them. We've bought these sessions for you. Huge shout out to Prachi Vash from hopenetwork.in for believing in what we want to do and becoming a part of it. She's an amazing person and an amazing counselor. And to our patrons, guys, I know we've been planning this for a couple of months. It took a lot of time, but here we are. We did it. Hope you guys like the song. Another announcement: Bloodywood endorses Moore. All guitar tones from this video were using Moore equipment. You'll get more news from us about this in a bit. I've had a long day and these guys are skipping stones on the river. Very tempting. I'm gonna join them. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
I mean, seriously, how fucking wholesome is this? You got the band, a friend, and then the lady there is actually Archie J, which is the snake charmer, who's an amazing bagpiper that everybody who has not seen or heard her should go see and hear, because she's known as a snake charmer and she does some amazing covers of songs, and she has a pretty cool original one that I think I'm gonna post after this, because the positive energy of this band is, I'm just gonna slip over to the other screen. The positive energy of this band is absolutely phenomenal. And I think that the thing that hits me most about this song is they're not downplaying the fact that this disease hurts. It is crushing. And I like the fact that they have incorporated lyrics to emphasize and to illustrate that, basically in order to become steel, you have to be, it has to be exposed to heat and pressure, and then it can become as hard as steel. And the line about if you get knocked down, you can stand back up because you're still alive. It's very important to remember. And what I was talking about earlier before the video, when I was discussing the aspects of the different things, the different lies that depression helps you tell yourself, is what I've started doing is rather than, like, I get up in the morning and I think to myself, I'm going to do like 7 or 8 reactions today and just cue them up. And then when I get up, I find mentally every excuse to not even start because it seems like an overwhelming task. And I end up sometimes cleaning my kitchen 2 or 3 times, or over vacuuming a floor, or other times I just lay down on the couch and pet my cat and fall asleep. It isn't about being lazy. It's about being overwhelmed. It's about, why should I even start? There's so much to do. And that comes from the fact that we are lying to ourselves, or depression is lying to us. And you think that, I know what this is, I'm just going to push through it. But that's not how you push through it. What I have decided to do is record a video each day. One video. I'm not going to make plans to do 6 or 7 in a day. And today's the first day of that. So I'm doing 1 video rather than trying to do them in bulk right now, because it's not easy. I know that I will come out of it, but it's one of those things that you don't want to think that far ahead. You're just thinking about making it to the next day. Not that you're, no, not that you're necessarily going to do anything bad. It's just get me through today, and I can start again tomorrow. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of starting again, and not starting over. I think of it as restarting, because that's the other thing that happens. At least that I've found in depression is that your life stalls at one spot, and you know it's stalled, and you have all these ideas on how to get it started again, but it all starts becoming overwhelming, and it narrows into that one little fine line of this is too much, and it's just easier for me not to deal with it. Now, when you're not in a depressive state, um, you're not that same person. You can be gregarious and vivacious and outgoing, and be a source of positive energy. But, and I don't even want to say triggers, but there are events that occur that start to throw their claws into you and start to drag you down. Sometimes you recognize them, sometimes you don't. I prefer not to recognize them, only because when I recognize them, they just start coming on faster because I tell myself I'm not going to deal with this. I know what this is. I know what this is, but that does not make it go away. Just because you know what it is does not mean it's going to make it better. That's like having a dragon outside your door and you use the people and say, oh, it's a dragon. Everything's okay now because I know what it is. It's not the way it works, people. Special message to anybody that doesn't think depression is a real thing. And this might lose me some followers and or subscribers, and I don't care. But if you think depression is not a real thing, go fuck yourself. Simple as that. Because I know how I am in and out of a depressive state. And there's two different people there. So that's my message to you. If you think it's just, oh, you're just being lazy, or oh, you just don't want to deal with it. Well, I'm not going to repeat it. I already said it. And if you're offended, don't care. It's the way it is. I am as real as I can be. So if I say something that offends you, tough shit. You can deal with it, not me, because it's not going to change who I am. If you don't like that attitude, go ahead and unsubscribe now. Hell, if you do like that attitude, subscribe, because you get plenty of it here. But I think I've talked long enough. I mean, this is going to be a long fucking video, but it should be a long video. So, you guys, I'm coming out of this slowly but surely, I think. I want you to take care of yourselves. I want you to take care of one another. Most importantly, don't be a dick, because the world has enough of them. So, guys, thanks for sticking around if you've made it this far, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.